It was the start of the 2016-17 Champions League adventure for Glasgow City as they headed to Sweden until Eskilstuna for the first leg of the last 32 of the Women's Champions League. Welcome to highlights of our coverage from the Tunavalen Stadium in Eskilstuna, as City were looking for a good result on Thursday night against the Swedish side who finished second last year. For Eskilstuna United, well, it's a back three with Louise Quinn, the Irish player, as captain, so she'll know the Glasgow City trio of Irish players well. Mimi Larsson is the real threat up front, 11 goals, scored a hat-trick last weekend, and it is a side who have got a lot of quality, but amongst them in their squad only 5 players with Champions League experience. For Glasgow City, it's the same side that have been involved for the last couple of weeks or so. Slight change to the formation. Joe Love is the only sitting player with 3 in the midfield. Fiona Brown was going to support Claire Shine up top. It's going to be a big night for Sav McCarthy and Kiva Keenan, the two 19-year-old centre halves. It was a great crowd and great noise ahead of kick-off. Looking at the bench, a lot of young players for City, but wise heads of Cheryl McCulloch and Lauren McMurtry there. For Eskilstuna United, plenty of experience, including the English player Viola Barsley, who could well feature throughout the game. So let's look at the best of the action from Thursday. Alan Zinzinski was alongside myself in the commentary box.
And now here's Fiona Brown, the final third of the pitch, looking to get some early possession. Hill to the right on the far side, looking to deliver. Shines in the middle, and it's a decent early ticklish ball in the first 60 seconds, but Lundberg collected.
Good first attack from City there. Split open that defence quite easily back there, left off an extra player on the far side, so got to keep trying to do that and get some more balls in the box. Hopefully Shine can head the next one in.
Fiona Brown looking for it. Hayley Rosen there too. Cuthbert in space for Nicky Dougherty's throw. Dougherty gets it back to Fiona Brown. Going to try a dig from a good 35 yards, maybe a little bit more on the angle on this near left side, and it definitely curled away with plenty of ease, but worth the goal from Fiona Brown. Up forward again from shoulder up, looking for Larson in the box for Eskilstuna. Comes back to Norwegian now, but Lauder got in the road, and now here comes Cuthbert down the left. Fiona Brown through the middle. Cuthbert rides 1-2 challenges from Diaz and Anderson. Cuthbert going herself and taking the drive, and it's wide of the right post, but ran 40-50 yards, straddled 2 or 3 challenges, kept on running and kept on running.
Fantastic run there by her down the middle again, showing that strength and pace we were talking about. Unfortunate for the shot a bit there, but I think that's what City need to do more of, just get on the ball and put the head down and run towards goal.
Bobbing round on the edge of the D. Diaz trying to get in there, and Cuthbert and McCarthy combined to get it away. Oh, it came through here, mix up in defence. Larson was racing, Gemma Fay slides out, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication.
Just got caught out there. One ball just went right through the heart of the defence. Luckily too much weight on it to reach the attacker, but Fay's done well to come out and gather, but they really need to look at that and can't have that happening again.
Down this near side, little threaded ball through from Diaz for Emma Janssen. Into the box, over by McKeeva Keenan. Larson was around and couldn't quite find it. Was Maria Barisic through the couple of 3 orange bodies, but again, just a little bit nervy. I think Kiva Keenan there too, and the routine's going out here, so it is Leah Ross to bend it in, and I think in the end did go for goal, tried to curl it round the wall, but too low and easy enough for the keeper Lundberg.
Yeah, she did go for goal in the end. It's quite an accurate shot, gets it down low in the corner, just not quite enough power to beat the keeper from that range.
It's Eskilstuna United 0, Glasgow City 0. That space now for Bjorn's ball to Emma Janssen again in this left side, cut out by Modern. Eskilstuna trying to just turn the screw up, turn the gear up a little bit. Modern trying to clear it away again. Could well have been a free kick, looked like a bit of a shove, but quick throw taken, shoulder a bit in towards the box. There's a free chance, Lawson, and a goal for Eskilstuna. It was a free header in the 6-yard area, and the one time they switched off couldn't get the ball away. It's a celebration for the home side. 6 and a bit minutes into the second half. Eskilstuna have the lead.
Yeah, the ball's just come across there. It's a free header. I'm not sure who was meant to be marking there, but caught out, quite an early throw-in taken, and unfortunately for City, it's a fantastic ball and headed straight into the net.
Mimi Larson, that danger player for Eskilstuna, scored 3 goals at the weekend, a hat-trick, and it was a free gap, and that's unlocked that Glasgow City door. Fiona Brown on the left. Seen what he done in the first half. Brown fires it across the face of goal, but into Lundberg's hands. We've seen 1 or 2 spectacular Fiona Brown goals in Champions League history. Space for shoulder up again on this left side. And support. Keira Keenan and Lauder marshalled. Nice space for Petra Anderson. Deflected. Gemma Fay. Sensational save from Gemma Fay from a good 30 yards out. Took a big nick on its way through, and Fay had to tip it to her right side.
Really good strike there, a lot of pace and power, and that was a really tricky deflection. Faced an excellently to dive across the goal.
Eskilstuna to fire in. Quinn's around. There's the free header, and with it shoulder up in there, the flag goes up anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. But that was a moment where, you know, Louise Quinn, we've seen it before this season for Eskilstuna, can be a real threat when she comes up from the back. City are having to defend again, ball in towards that box again, and Gemma Fay makes a stop from Maria Skuga, and once more a little thready pass through, but straight at Fay. If it was either side, it would have been in. I feel like Fiona Brown was fouled just inside the Eskilstuna half, but they have it back. Lauder and space for Hayley Rosen. 35 yards out, goes for goal. Just dipping, but just dipping a little too late, but worth it. We've seen that from Hayley Rosen in the second half of the season since joining their club.
Yeah, she can hit a great shot, and that one there wasn't too far away, quite far out.
It's Hayley Lauder on the break here. Crilly making the run through the middle. Fiona Brown as well. Lauder comes through. Fiona Brown, 20-25 yards, heading in towards the box. Goes out to the far side. We down with it, but she'll try and find delivery. Lauder with the header and didn't quite get the power she wanted.
Pinpoint cross there, good work from Brown down the left again. Just cross didn't have too much power, and she couldn't quite generate the power herself, but promising stuff from City.
So just shy of 4,000, Alan. That's a good crowd. That's over half the stadium full, and they have brought a really good atmosphere here.
Yeah, it's been a great atmosphere tonight. The stadium looked really packed, and fans have been singing, chanting, waving flags all day, so it's been a really good atmosphere today.
Can City quiet them? Hayley Rosen picked up. Hayley Lauder, good 35 yards from distance, and just coming into the keeper's hands. It was on target. Lundberg thought straight at it. And it is Chloe Logazzo to spot the ball down to our left here on this near side. Logazzo to deliver. It's off a City head in there and scrambled away. Hayley Lauder got a foot in out to that far side. Flip back in towards Larson, and it's just wide in the left post. And someone took a sore one in the middle of that in orange. It was Joe Love, but getting back to her feet. But that was another, you know, it's a header that may and probably should have been buried in that bottom corner.
That one looked destined for the bottom corner, just wide, must have been inches wide of the post there. Big tall strikers just got up a bit ahead of Leanne Ross, I think, there. Yeah, very unlucky not to find the back of the net.
Quick throw taken, Cuthbert and Crilly combine. Here is Cuthbert looking to use her feet to try and get past Anderson. Fiona Brown, Erin Cuthbert coming in. Was she shoved in the back? She's on the floor. Rosen trying to keep hold of it. She's still got it in the left edge of the box. Rosen turns, using her feet. Block comes in from Vigersdottir by the looks of it. Let's go back to that penalty. What was your thoughts? Was it maybe soft, or do you think there was a definite bit of contact?
I think it would have been soft, but I think there was definitely contact. She's been bundled down by quite a few players there. It looked like she might have been clipped in the heels, but the player herself didn't make too much of an appeal about it.
Tanya Fernandez-Morais has had a look at the watch, and it is game over. And the first leg, it's a narrow 1-0 win for Eskilstuna. Deja vu in terms of first leg defeat for Glasgow City in the Champions League for the second year in a row. But Eskilstuna probably aren't Chelsea, and we have seen a game which was very tightly contested. The one little moment, Mimi Larsson scored in the second half in the 52nd minute, maybe the only little lapse in there. But City were very compact, they did their job, they had a couple of chances from long range, had spells the first 10 minutes of the first half where they tried to have a go. There was a 10-15 minute pocket the second where they tried to have a go as well. But the main thing was don't lose heavily, and they certainly look like as we go to Airdrie next week, they are firmly in this game. If they can defend well and they can utilise a long shot and maybe have a little bit more ball at home, this defence can be gettable at this Eskilstuna defence. Final score, Eskilstuna United 1, Glasgow City 0.